Hey Dallas, it's John Moeller here, just reviewing the data from our session that we had on Saturday of last week. Sorry, just trying to remember what day we were out there. This is in your BRZ, and if you're not familiar, I just wanted to I'll walk you through. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pull significant data off your OBD2 port. I'm hoping we can correct that next time. When we do that, we can get more data fields. But for right now, all we get is what's built into the aim. So I'm showing the aim, I'm showing the speed that was pulled off of the GPS, as well as the lateral acceleration. And those are the two fields that we'll be able to use to kind of demonstrate where there were significant differences in speed between you and I, and where I gained a significant amount of lap time. The other nice feature with the aim is it shows us this time compare chart. And what that is it's showing us the difference between our lap, between the overall time for our lap. So where this line starts to dip, it means that I'm making significant improvements over you. And when it flatlines, it means that there's not much difference between the two laps that we did. That said, so we've got the two laps that we did. The baseline that I set was a 131.874, and you were able to get down to a 134.146. Honestly, that's a pretty awesome performance. Really, really good job for you for over the course of the day. So I kind of want to call that out. Let me go to, just want to show progress through the day. So we started off this 145. That was the sighting lap that I did. So that doesn't count. But in our first session, where you first got on track and getting familiar with the track, we got 7 laps in, and you were able to get a best of 142.496. From there, we did a little bit of work, had a couple discussions, and then we were able to get you down to a 137. I think we were focused on vision, getting better with that vision, getting better with the being smooth on those inputs, being smooth on the throttle, getting away from that kind of off on switch with the throttle and just really easing into it. And then more progress was made. You were able to run that 135.921. So that's we'll call it a 136 just because it was so high. Because what I want to do is show, like, we also had a pretty significant improvement on that last session that you and I ran together, where you ran that 134.146. So really consistent improvements. We've got a 2-second improvement here and almost a 2-second improvement to that last session. Really good job there. Really solid performance. And we'll call mine a 132. I got some work to do out there as well on the next demonstration, the next baseline lap I set. We're clearly going to have to do that faster because you're getting close to me here. So great work there. Now we can dive in and take a closer look at the actual laps themselves. Again, I've got the speed data here. And we can see where you're picking up time versus me. That's happening right off the bat here. Coming onto this front straightaway. Bear in mind, for that baseline, I had a target in mind, so I wasn't quite pushing as hard as I could in some sections. And that's shown here. The area under the curve here, you are the red line, I'm the green line. You were actually carrying more speed along that front straight than I was. So before that turn into the right hander. So nice work there. Really good there. You're carrying a mile an hour more than I am, and I think 2 miles now, 3 in sections. I saw 90 and an 87. So definitely carrying good speed into that entry into the corner. We can also take a look at the lines that we take here. And if you notice, I think we were kind of emphasizing this. I was emphasizing this to you a couple times. We want to be wider. We want to be later turning into that corner so that we can carry better speed towards the exit of it. And you actually see that happen here. Again, I wasn't pushing incredibly hard. If you take a look, like we're pulling similar Gs. This is the cornering force that we're generating as we come through here. We're pulling similar Gs, but I managed to eke out a little bit more speed towards the end of that corner as I get close here. One thing to keep in mind, so the GPS uses Google Maps to overlay here, but it's not 100% precise. So unfortunately, the line versus the actual track here, I think there's a shift because you and I were definitely getting closer to the right side here than this is demonstrating. And obviously, I don't remember either of us running over the grass here, so we need to shift that slightly as well. However, both of us are getting down close to that apex. You're running a slightly wider line than me. I'm probably coming down a little bit closer to the apex, and then I'm exiting out and using all of that track on that right-hand side of the track. Again, a little bit exaggerated here due to the GPS shift. But if you take a look at how we enter that corner, we're both coming in, and then we're both coming in, getting close to that right-hand side. And what you see is my braking application coming into here, and this is just due to experience. I'm braking a little bit harder than you are, and I actually managed to get the car slowed down faster than you. Right in this section here, you can see I'm carrying, that's just because I'm carrying a little bit more brake pressure, but then I'm releasing that brake pressure. You can see it happen as I start to turn that car in. I'm releasing that brake pressure, and that's allowing that front end to gain some grip, where you're carrying a little bit more braking and getting the car slowed down a little bit more. So my mid corner speed there, I bottom out at 42 miles an hour, and you're bottoming out at 40. So I carry 2 miles an hour more speed through there. So just something to keep in mind. We can start playing with that and start having a little bit more confidence in the car's ability to get through that corner. Then from the exit of turn 11, or sorry, turn 10, I'm seeing some pretty good acceleration from you here. If you look, you and I, you're going to the power at the same time. So both of us carrying really good speed as we come into that turn 9 here. Obviously, we're going backwards on the track, hence the numbering decreasing. But then coming through here, again, that GPS shift can get a little bit frustrating. I probably am coming a little bit tighter in here than you are. I might not be coming all the way out there, and I'm carrying a more kind of gradual turn in here and easing the car into it. And what you can see is I carry a fair amount of speed into here over what you're doing. Carry a little bit of brake, and then my mid corner, or sorry, you're braking a little bit earlier than me as we start entering turn 8. And what you can see is then I'm carrying 10 miles an hour more than you, and that's contributing a lot to what to a big difference in the lap times. You can see a pretty massive drop here. What you can also see, right, is that because of the way I turn in smoothly, I'm increasing those G's a little bit more than you. I'm bending the car in, where instead you wait to turn that car, and then you kind of force it in there or turn it in there, and that causes a relatively high spike in the way that the G's load on the car. And just for clarity, this is 0 G's here, so this is basically this is the line where you're not turning at all. So these are G's that are generating in a left-hand corner, and these are G's that are generating in a right-hand corner. So just want to be clear there. But so again, you can see I'm turning into that corner a little bit more gradually, a little bit more smoothly, letting those tires load very smooth. And then you can see I carry a fair amount of speed through here compared to you. I'm 10 miles an hour up on you, and 11 miles an hour up on you in some cases. And I carry that down to the apex. And this is a little bit before the apex, because we both start getting on the gas at the apex as we accelerate out. And you can see I go to the throttle a little bit earlier than you, and that gives me that 3 mile an hour advantage over you coming all the way down into turn 7. Turn 7, we're both braking evenly here, looking pretty good here. I get a little bit more than you on the brakes. You can see my green line dip a little bit below here. And then we turn in my mid corner speed a little bit higher than you. I bottom out at, it looks like 40, see here, 43, and you're slowing down a little bit later, and you bottom out at 41. So all good there. I'm letting the car open up. I think I was letting the car run a little bit wider, a little bit earlier than you. That's me opening up the wheel and being willing to get the car out to the track edge. Again, GPS is skewing it a little bit, but you can see I let that car open out rather than kind of pinching it in here. And that allows the car to start, allows me to start accelerating a little bit sooner. I think I was doing I think I was doing a downshift here, and then and that is the explanation for why I've got a little bit of I'm accelerating hard here, and then you don't see a heck of a lot through here. Maybe I didn't. I'll have to check. I'm not really sure. That's interesting through there. I'm not sure if I did a downshift or not. That's kind of the only explanation I can come up with. But anyway, so coming through here, we're both carrying similar speeds, so that's good job done by you. That's likely the shift up into fourth, and then we're seeing good acceleration out of here. And then what we see is again, this is actually a really cool map. I love having the Google overlay, because you can see this is that white line that I was talking about as the braking marker. So I'm actually really curious to see. I think I was a little conservative here, but you see I'm not braking yet. So I'm braking just a little bit before my braking point starts there. I'm braking a little bit before that white marker. And meanwhile, you're braking, we can actually do the distance comparison here. You are, I think that's probably, if we zoom in a little bit, come on, scale up. There we go. So my guess would be you're probably braking 250 feet before I am, maybe more like 100 feet before I am. So again, we talked about this a little bit, but having confidence going into that braking zone in 5 makes a big difference. So I just go in a little bit later, and then you can see I'm actually using, if you keep an eye on this, if you keep an eye on what's happening as we maneuver through here, I'm carrying that speed, and then you see me braking, and I'm losing speed, turning into that corner just a little bit longer than you are. And then you can see I slow down just a little bit more than you at just before the apex, and then I start carrying more speed out. And here is where I kept telling you to get the gas down. And let's take a look at, I want to drill in here a little bit more. You can see, and I think this is pretty accurate, I'm letting the car come a little bit wider onto this left side of the track as we come up the hill. I'm giving that car free rein so that I can start accelerating, and you see that come in as a bump right here. This is me applying the gas going up that hill, and then I start losing speed or braking as I come around that corner. And then you can see I actually give up a little bit more speed than you when I come around the corner. And this is a trade-off for me. So I managed to gain time on you here and here in pretty big margin. And then I give up a little bit as I'm coming around turn 4 and coming down that hill. And then we both accelerate away at the same pace. So good stuff there. That's good in terms of you getting on and committing to the throttle and staying on the throttle. That's why you're carrying good speed coming down that straightaway. And then I'm going to just resize this to get this back to, this is coming down the side straightaway here. So as we're watching it come through here, we can start seeing the same thing happens here that happens at the end of a lot of straights. Is I just come in with a little bit more commitment to the braking zone. So you're braking here, I'm going in a little bit deeper before I start my braking. And then we see our braking amount, like the amount of pressure that we're carrying, the rate at which we're braking is very similar here. And then again, I've got more confidence, I have more experience, so I'm just carrying a little bit more speed mid-corner. These are things that we'll have to work on. And this is how we start getting faster and how you'll get faster. Just finding more confidence on the mid-corner speed that we can carry and then getting back on the throttle. As we come up over the hill, this is a big place where I want you getting that throttle down, holding that throttle down. Again, I was a little bit tamer than you were, or well, I was holding back a little bit because it was a demo lap and I wasn't going all out. When I start going all out, you're going to see me carrying more throttle through here all the way up and over that hill. Remember, even though it's a blind spot through here, all we have to do is remember to get out to the left to set up for that apex to the right coming through one. And then from there, I think here I was kind of backing off a little bit. I wasn't going as hard as I could because you can see you're accelerating harder than I am up to the finish line. So that's the summary. That kind of shows you where we're at and what we're doing, like how we're going to improve, how we're going to get faster on the next time. Basically, a lot of it is going to boil down to getting a little bit more confident at carrying a little bit more speed into and through those corners, delaying that braking a little bit longer, getting smoother on those inputs. And then I'm also going to send you over a couple of videos on how to work on trail braking. And if you work on that during your street driving, like I said, coming to a stoplight, great place to play with it. Make sure there's nobody behind you if you do decide to start braking hard. But great place to practice that is just every time you go to a stoplight, downshift through those gears and use that heel toe downshifting. So, and I hope I mentioned, I said heel toe downshifting. If I said trail braking, I'm sorry, but that was also obviously we were working on that and getting better at carrying those brakes into the corners. So anyway, really enjoyed working with you. Look forward to the next round. If you do make it to the Edge Addicts event, good luck. Hope it goes well. Hope you can catch up with Francis. And if it doesn't work out, let me know, and happy to work with you in December. Thanks.